Hello everyone, I finally found the time to test the super cheap warm walls of my record low budget project, the house for $1,000. In terms of rigidity, these walls are like they're made from thick oriented strandboard boards, but with a polystyrene foam core only 3 centimeters thick, their thermal conductivity is almost like a 20 centimeter timber beam. Even with decorative finishes, the cost is no more than $5 per square meter. It's incredible, but it's a fact. I'm not mentioning the cost in our national currencies this time because their exchange rates are fluctuating a lot due to recent grim events. Despite skeptics' claims, these lightweight walls can't be breached by either drunk or sober people. Testing confirmed the composite material or sandwich panel effect is real. After almost a year of use, there haven't been any significant cracks at the points where they connect to the frame. The inexpensive tile polystyrene adhesive coating that mimics brickwork is secure and not peeling anywhere. Contrary to predictions, strong winds haven't loosened the frame or blown out the wall elements. And we get winds so strong here that the satellite internet antenna on the main house was almost torn off after the last one. I won't give in to those who want to see my walls destroyed in a test, and judging by the requests in the comments, there are quite a lot of them. So we'll use a test sample made with the same technology as the house walls. Let's remember this, since we won't see it like this again. At first, I wanted to use a bulba cannon since I'm Belarusian. In Russian, bulba cannon means potato gun, but after using it last year on my second channel, the weapon started to misfire. So I'll be tossing potatoes by hand. We'll test the durability of the walls against children's pranks. Our Belarusian kids prank like this. Besides potatoes, we'll throw the weapon of the proletariat, a loaf of bread, to test the wall's strength during times of revolution and social upheaval. And maybe an empty bottle as well, the weapon of a supposed drunk who couldn't get through the wall and decided to take revenge this way. Small potatoes, thrown with full force, as we can see, don't cause any significant damage. Since our home stock of potatoes was replaced by supplies of buckwheat and sugar, we had to go to the store for the next batch. I'll be throwing them in increasing size, from medium to large. In the video, new viewers learn how to make this building material easily from accessible materials with no special skills needed. And for regular viewers, I'll remind you of the technique and show you new improvements that enhance the properties of such walls. Again, nothing serious. And from such large potatoes, we usually make draniki, the main dish of true Belarusians, so I'm giving it away as if tearing it from my heart. Only something this large could cause visible damage. I doubt kids would throw one like this. The original Old Slavic recipe for Belarusian draniki has been on channel 2 for a long time. These aren't just any potato pancakes or fritters. The link to the draniki recipe is below the video. Despite the heavy barrage, the damage isn't as bad as it seemed. Ah, Bulbachka, what have I done? I sacrificed you for the greater good. The reinforcing mesh is fine, and surface repairs take only minutes. The weapon of the proletariat, a cobblestone doesn't cause more damage than a large caliber potato. Again, only minor damage. It's clear the weapon of drunkards will be useless and just break, and I won't bother picking up the pieces. Even with top layer damage, such a narrow strip stays elastically rigid under 80 kilograms of pressure. For the fire safety test, I have another smaller sample. Let's try to simulate a fairly common household situation by exposing it to a small source of fire, for which we'll use an ordinary candle, because when exposed to a truly large source of fire, even things that normally don't burn will catch fire. As a competing building material to compare with our composite, we'll use one of the most common and considered fairly safe building materials, namely wood. For this purpose, I'll take a piece of board and expose it to the flame of a household candle in the same way. I'm displaying both processes on the screen simultaneously and speeding up the video equally multiple times to save your time. Soon, you'll notice the flame clings to the wood, unlike our new modern material. Both samples are upright, but the camera lens distorts this slightly. After 5 minutes, the board ignites even with a regular candle. I even tilt the plastered polystyrene foam toward the fire, but nothing happens. And as a final test, I use a gas burner. The wood instantly starts to burn, while our composite, which contains highly flammable polystyrene foam, still holds up. We're no longer interested in the burning board. It's clear now. A good burner can burn through metal, so that's enough. Ignition did not occur. The burner's strong flame melted a cavity under the reinforced layer, but this is easily fixed with mounting foam and fiberglass mesh. However, repairing the board is more complicated. I'm still continuing my experiments, and these shots will remind you of the simple technology for making this remarkable material. For accessible walls, roughen extruded polystyrene foam sheets with coarse sandpaper or a wire brush. Before this, glue them together with polyurethane foam adhesive to form wall blanks of the needed size. We used alkali-resistant and plaster fiberglass mesh instead of the store-bought plaster mixes I used previously in the House for $1000 project. Now I'm trying to prepare my own mixture, which can be classified as a type of polymer concrete. I add special yet accessible additives. Some boost strength, others add elasticity. I ended up with a substance that resembles liquid rubber. At the same time, the main binding material in it is still inexpensive cement. There is a minor downside. Applying my mixture is more labor intensive than store-bought plasters for reinforced fiberglass mesh facades, but it should be much stronger. As before, I apply the layers while the blanks are positioned horizontally, which allows me to get by without any plastering skills at all. I won't disclose the experimental mixture's composition until I've fully tested the new samples. I'll discuss it later. So be sure to subscribe to the channel of Yasha Koshek's songs and hit the bell, that way you won't miss what could be very important information. A noticeable advantage is that polymer concrete sets much faster, which can significantly speed up the process of creating warm walls. Even though some not very kind people have already started to recover, I wish our fellow blogger a speedy employment. I believe that right now it becomes clear who is who. I don't plan to leave Russian language YouTube, but I also think it's not worth putting all my eggs in one basket. That's why I've already set up accounts on Yandex.Zen and TikTok. Many of my fellow colleagues are actively starting English language channels in hopes of improving their shaky financial situation by reaching a more financially stable American audience. As someone raised in our multi-vector environment, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I see India, with its millions, as a major video consumption market where people face issues similar to ours. I'll learn to sing and dance, and I think many Indians like us will be happy to get information. For For example, how to make a window for $3 and how to spend no more than $1,000 on the whole house. The resulting sample clearly demonstrates significantly higher strength. Potatoes of any size bounce off the surface like peas, causing absolutely no damage to it. So we'll survive, we won't die, but Russian language YouTube still remains my home. Some people remember the Soviet years with great nostalgia, but I already look back on more recent times, which now seem much happier than they appeared back then. Subtitles by Dima Torzak. Subtitles created by To Be Continued. It's a pity that, unlike a video, you can't just reverse time to return to a period before you faced harsh online information attacks. We worry about our neighboring brotherly peoples. We Belarusians are still peaceful people, and we hope that no one will be able to drive us away. Long live Belarus, glory to the workers. For over 2 years, the world has anticipated an impending apocalypse and now perhaps expects another. That's why I'm immediately trying to introduce new material into our household, village, and rural agriculture. I already have experience creating bordered warm garden beds using leftover bricks and paving tiles. By the way, thanks to YouTube, this information has reached millions. In these garden beds, both the effect of generating a large amount of heat from the decomposition of coarse and fine organic matter placed at the bottom works, as well as the effect of thick walls being warmed by the sun and radiating heat during cool nights. In the new garden beds, I want to preserve as much internal heat as possible. Since, due to the unfavorable global trends, sunlight, at least in our latitudes and in the latitudes of the North American continent, may lose its intensity for a long time. I don't even want to say the possible reasons for this. I think many people can guess what I'm talking about. Even these times will seem like only half the trouble, but let's not focus on the sad things. I hope we're spared and soon learn to make tall, warm, durable, and productive garden beds from plastered polystyrene foam. And personal food security under increasing sanctions pressure is a top priority. We'll be well fed, healthy, build a house, plant a tree, and raise children, so give a big thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel of Yasha Koshak's Songs, which has been actively striving since its inception to unite all working people of goodwill. Be sure to subscribe to the second channel, to my Zen and TikTok, all the links are below the video. Also hit the bell, and then I'll definitely keep you informed. Yes, let peace be everywhere. Thank you.